Hello everyone, good morning. Hope you and your family are doing great, safe and healthy. Thank you so much for your time and interest to attend this session. So before we move on to the depth of this webinar, let us introduce ourselves. I'll start with myself. I am Anish Narayan, Associate Vice President and Analytics Practice Head for JK Technosoft, helping organizations to gain valuable insights out of their business data for more than last 15 years across various geographies and industries. Along with me, I have my colleague and fellow presenter Satyan, and I would request him to give a brief about himself. Satyan?
Good morning, everyone. This is Satyan Pari, Principal Consultant Analytics with JK Technosoft. I have close to 10 plus years of experience, advanced analytics and AI tools, where I help the business to embark on the digital journey, especially on the manufacturing, retail, and CPG across the geography. That's about me. Anish.
Okay, thank you, Satyan. Now let's have a look at who we are. So we are part of a large conglomerate in India, based out of India, named JK, right? Which is spanned across various business verticals with a heritage of 140 years. Company from India, span across manufacturing, oil and gas, agro, insurance, technology, retail, aerospace, and fashion. And JK Technosoft is the technological arm of that conglomerate, and it is span across three different continents, especially focused on North America, Europe, and India and Asia. And we have our three major delivery centers out of India. So talking about JK Technosoft, innovation is the bread and butter of JK Technosoft, and these are the few facts to support the same. We have been nominated for the Digital Technical Excellence Award in 2018, and we are the finalists for 2019, and we are one of the selected best practices in digital automation by UK Parliamentary Review Committee in 2017 and 18. As well as we are a CMMI level 5 maturity company. So this is what who we are. Now going back to what we are planning to conduct, right, or what we are planning to do here is we are in the process of conducting a series of webinars named as JKT in the Age of AI, specifically emphasized on the impact of cognitive analytics using artificial intelligence or machine learning on businesses across the industries, where we depicts how JK Technosoft, or we call it as JKT, Smart Analytics, helps customers, our own customers, to create business value out of this digital transformation, having an analytics driven blueprint, right? Digital analytics blueprint supported by an effective data strategy to make the maximum productivity or the business value or the dollar figures out of the eminent digital data explosion. To be specific, this first episode will cover a couple of advanced analytics business solutions, namely social media radar, which is the customer sentiment analysis, the voice of your own customers, as well as the sales promotion recommendation engine, with customer success stories on how we helped our existing customers to increase their productivity, be it their top line revenue or their operational excellence, right? Using proven data strategies and a well-defined digital analytics blueprint by leveraging the digital data upsurge. Furthermore, to add on to this particular session, that we are planning to technically focus this session on tackling business challenges using advanced text analytics powered by artificial intelligence or machine learning algorithms such as NLPs, NLUs, and NLGs. Right now let's set the stage. Right, we're going to look at the current world, current changing, world situation and digitization. Undoubtedly, right, you all know that all business establishments, irrespective of their strength and the type of the industry, have been already affected greatly by the coronavirus pandemic, And this pandemic 2020 is an event which will have long-lasting implications on global economy. Perhaps the most overwhelming challenge that the organizations or the companies are struggling right now in our perspective is realizing the value of their existing digital operation models before pandemic and speeding up the transition of their digital innovation plan or the transformation plan after the pandemic to ensure the continuity of business workflow. So one thing is quite clear from this particular initiative by the organization that digital transformation is being enforced to the companies, not only by the power of digital transformation, but the transmission rate of the pandemic, right? As per recent surveys, you must have been observed that by the end of 2020, after pandemic, right, our world will be ever more connected with an estimated of 2 billion smartphones out of 8 billion people, 4.5 billion users of social media networks, and more than 50 billion connected objects. So it is crystal clear that digital transformation is inevitable and it is already happening around us or around an organization or around a business section. And it is raising questions to the businesses on their approach to tackle various challenges, including the globalization, right? We all live in a globalized world with very high competition. New competitors are entering to the market very quickly with new dimensional products, be it their solutions, services, or the geographies that they target. In the new normal lifestyle, we are experiencing very sophisticated customers, right? In a world where the pandemic triggered the digital data explosion that's exploding in all three V's that we all have heard about, that volume, variety, and the veracity. Every industry will result in highly empowered customers, who's having access. I mean, how are they becoming so empowered or so complicated or sophisticated? Because of their access to the competitive relevant information on social media, the communication, the faster communication among the users, right? And the actions or the reviews that they write or the impressions that they put up in the social media on their actions related to particular product, service, or an organization, right? So this information overflow paints data, right? The business data or the digital data as a new asbestos. So we all know about asbestos, and once it was invented, it was considered one of the best inventions after wheels, because we all thought asbestos as a particular commodity can fix most of the issues that human life is seeking for. But now we feel that asbestos, we found that asbestos asbestos is hazardous to human life, and we are trying to kick that commodity out of planet Earth, right? The same thing is happening with data. I mean, it's too much data. It's not flexible. It's not. It's like rigid, and we are not able to make exact business insights out of that, right? So how can a business convert this data into a business fuel, which can, using effective data strategies? Now, all these things are demand. I mean, because of the upsurge in the data and the digital data explosion, the demand for strict regulatory and compliance obligations has really increased, right? And organizations are trying to think global. At the same time, they're trying to be locally compliant as well, based on the geographies or the policies that we really see. So in short, the digitization is considered as the next big thing, a step change that will have a bigger impact on businesses than even the internet. To win the digital journey, companies must act now or be left behind wondering what has happened. Now we will see that how we can redefine, because the overall the story or overall the purpose of this webinar is to showcase that how well-defined analytics blueprint supported by a well framed digital data strategy can yield productive results for businesses, right? So this is overall talking about how can we redesign the business analytics for the digital world. But first and foremost, digital business transformation or the journey to the digital world or the digital enterprise requires a different mindset and an increased flexibility. It cannot be like, I mean, like the ERP days of the IT transformation, right? It demands deep understanding of the business and your customers' behaviors, along with the thrive to align yourself in line with the technological evolution, what is happening around you. So that's why JKT Business Analytics or JKT Smart Analytics solutions combine world-class business knowledge as well as the technology patterns or roadmap with the market disrupting innovation. Having said that, how do we empower our organizations to create business value out of the digital data explosion by drafting an analytics blueprint with effective data strategies? So we're going to see that the journey of converting the digital business data into business insights and then into the business value in terms of dollar figures, right? The productivity starts with defining a solid data foundation for tomorrow's digital data enterprise. So let's see that. Let's start from the left section of this particular slide. And in general, most of the businesses in the world relies on their structured day-to-day transactional ERP data sets for their business decision making. But as we all know that in the digital world, new insights and the business opportunities are emerging mainly due to key different data factors or the data sources available to the organization. So let's name a few. The personal data economy, which is one of the biggest drivers for digitalization or the digital transformation, you can say. Be it your behavioral pattern analytics, the gender analytics, demographic, financial, buying patterns, or driving patterns, the data that we create as humans on digital media on a day-to-day basis, which can be used for multiple analytics about about various factors of a particular user. Right. The second one is the Internet of Things, the machine-to-machine communication information. Any kind of sensors, be it temperature, pressure, light, geographical, attached to a business in any way, be it any industry or any geography, right? And the last one, and on a high level, is the open data. I mean, it could be anything, that the social information that you can get from social media for a specific event, or your weather forecasting, or internal affairs like the riots which is happening, or the calamities or pandemic information, how is it affecting different parts of the world, etc., etc. So all these new aspects of data combined with ERP informations can yield key forecasting insights for businesses to plan their digital race. Having said that, at the same time, it is very vital for businesses to convert this data into business value. So how do they do that? Okay, they have established a state-of-art digital strategy in their organization, but this is where that we propose, I mean, as consultant, we propose that any digital business initiative should be paired with a business challenge. The solution that should digitally empower that particular organization by leveraging the cognitive analytics or any type of analytics to increase the top line revenue, or we say customer experience, increase your efficiency, operational efficiency, or optimize your bottom line cost, your operational cost. So the operational efficiency could be another section, and enhancing the safety factor, right, of your own organization, be it the way that we access the information, the users access, access to specific information, or the upsurge of information. Safety becomes a very important factor. And at the same time, we should be able to also reinvent the business processes in line with the changing world. So this is from a very high level perspective, but let me give you a brief about these four petals that you can see out of the flower at the center. But from a high level, that it is very vital to understand that in the digital world, right, analytics is one of the key enabler of change in the digital world, which is combined with the cloud or cloudification along with the real-time contextual mobility. This can help, right, from a proven methodology, this can help customers to accelerate the provision of the right services, which could be the right information at the right moment to the right person. So that can create a lot of impact inside an organization. Then this business blueprint can hook you as an IT practitioner, right? You can use this to hook your business sponsors into the digital data value chain or the value journey using analytics. Then this will drive the need to analyze and harvest any data points inside your organization, be it your customer data, product data, employee, machine, and open data points. And this is regardless of industry. So in short, that for you to convert your data, be it any data, into a business value, you need to define a very valid data strategy, right? Identify your data sources available to you, tied to a business use case, which can be, which can come into one of the petals, be it the customer experience, increase your top line revenue, let it be social media analytics, or be it your location-based promotions, be it your customer lifetime value. So these, I mean, you can see in this slide, these are the few business challenges in line with each of the petal that we try to solve for our customers or internally, right? So from a customer service perspective, social media analytics, and which is, we call it as social media radar, where we help our customers to analyze the voice of their customers on social media, be it any platform. And now we are also going to talk about one of the use case from operational excellence, which is sales promotion recommendation engine. So as I said before, that we are going to deep dive into two of these particular topics or business use cases from here on, and we are going to explain you or show you, demonstrate to you how it works and how it creates value for our business use case or business users or organizations. And this is technologically focused on cognitive analytics related to only text data points using AI algorithms. So having said that, I think it's time for us to deep dive into the one of our indigenous tool, social media radar, and I would request my colleague Satyan to dive into that. Satyan?
Thank you, Anish, for emphasizing the importance of digitization for business. So, as we now know that digitization has become an inevitable for all the business. To weather the current situation, business needs to have an innovative business model to stay in the game, and at the same time, it is also paramount to ensure that your customer loyalty never goes down. Let's take, for instance, the B2C business. Their primary growth engine is going to be ensuring more new customers. They want to, in order to do that, they need to get to know the voice of their customers for their brands or products, which is very critical for their growth. At the same time, it is also important to know the voice of common people who are not part of your customer base, but who doesn't require any formal introduction for your product or brand. It is key to convert those people into a loyal customer base, and that will eventually lead to a customer growth engine. And when I say voice of the customers, social media is the best place to hear all the chatter that is happening around your product or brand, or let's say any marketing campaign. And to put it in another perspective, it's not just about getting the voice of the people. It's not about just a voice of your own loyal customers. It is also important to know how your competitors' performance is being there in the social media platforms. You need to be well aware of your competitors' presence in social media and their campaign strategy and the voice of their customers, how they respond to their product brand or campaign strategy. On the whole, we need to understand the pattern that is getting generated out of the voice. A huge chunk of all the information that is available in the social media is not going to give us any insights. What is critical is you need to segregate the patterns that are generating out of these voice of the customers. Let's say you are a digital leader for a company where you need to drive the business growth. As a leader, what are the points that you would like to address is, especially with respect to social media, is are you able to understand your voice of customer completely? Whether you would be able to understand how your competitors are doing your in the social media. Let's say your company is doing an effective marketing strategy in social media. Can you, your digital investment can benchmark the success failure metric of those campaigns? So, as a digital leader, these are certain things which you would like to address whenever there is a digital journey that happens. The business needs a holistic view on the above points quoted in order to help them understand the sentiment of their products, brands in a meaningful way and for effective decision making. The whole social media analytics plays a key role in understanding your impact or the impact of your product or brand that is making. Now, to address all these, that's why JKT has come up with its own indigenous product called JKT Social Media Radar. Before getting into the technical aspects of social media radar, what this tool does is it acquires or basically collects information about your products, brands, or a pre-configured terms from various social media channels or any product review sites. It collects all those information, it cleanses all those unstructured information, and then it tries to derive sentiment out of it. Once the sentiment is derived out of it, it then gives all those insights in the form of a beautiful visualizations to the end users, where you can be concurring with what is happening with your social media investments with respect to your product or brand. At a high level, this is what JKT's social media radar does. It can easily, or it is the best place to track all your voice of customers. You can understand what are the sentiments, whether it's positive, neutral, negative, or how it is. And you can quickly acquire and analyze all the information that is scattered across various social media platforms. And the value realization will happen in no time. Next, to answer what SMR actually tries to address is the following pain points, which any business who would like to do a digital marketing campaign or who is trying to understand how their product or brand is positioned in social media. It tries to help them in engagement publishing. It helps in social channel intelligence. You can do a sentiment analysis specific to particular channel. It's not necessary you have to do it, you get it in a holistic way. You can understand how it is faring well in Twitter, Facebook. You can do a competitor intelligence. You can do a complete analysis of your competition and their key products and brands. You can see the live tweets where you can track the issues. You can do a brand analysis. You can do a campaign tracking, and most importantly, if there is any product launch, you can have a first hand information of what is the voice of the people. So these are the things which SMR delivers, for any business who would like to position or place themselves on top of any digital marketing campaign. Now, what we are going to see is a successful case study where we implemented for one of the world's leading windows door manufacturer. They have presence over 19 countries across 6 different languages, and they have close to 20 plus brands. So what JKT does is, when the quantum of their brand and the presence is huge, it's always comes with the downside of tracking all the sentiments or what the people collectively think about the whole thing in a single place. So in order to address this solution, what JKT does is we configured SMR for them, whereby we did the extensive due diligence workshop with the marketing, trying to understand the key terms or the campaigns that have been conducted or going to be conducted for each and every branch or each and every language and country. And then we configured all those things along with their competitions data, and then the business start realizing the benefits. They can now able to track based on the individual brands how people are thinking about that, and they can run a targeted campaign for the based on the response they get from the users, and they can get meaningful insights in a fraction of seconds. So these are certain business benefits which the customer has acquired, thereby effectively helping them to justify the social media investments or the digital marketing investments that has been done. So now getting into the technical aspect of social media radar. So the advanced text analytics using an NLP engine is the heart of this social media radar. It is a software as a service model. The product works like a Netflix. You don't need to install anything. You have to subscribe this as a service where you will be getting a user ID, password, and an URL. You just need a machine and an internet to access whatever you would like to do. It is a big data platform with UI UX based with HTML5 as the front end, and the heart of this whole entity extraction is based on an NLP engine using text analytics. This is GDPR compliant. The whole solution is a big data solution because you bring a huge amount of information that is scattered across the internet. And it is a 10 scale sentiment classifier. It's not just about positive, negative, neutral. It's a 10 scale sentiment classifier. So each and every word of the things that are available in internet are effectively analyzed, which will help us or which helps you to see the sentiment in lot different flavors rather than seeing in a straightforward 2 3 flavor. So finally, as a company we try to do with social media radar is try to bring the business a lot closer to its customers as well as to its potential customers. Without much delay, I would now take you to the demo of the product. So, as I said, this is going to be the login screen where you will log in. And once you log in to that, you will be taken to a home page. In technical terms, we used to call these as individual tiles. Each tiles will have a high level of information of what are the mentions based on the timeline, what are the different channels, what are the top discussed terms, the 3 words which people are talking positively about, negatively about, who are your top influencers, your top influential posts, the keywords that are trending, as well as the geographical location from where the information is originating. So these are an information which you are able to see at the home page of the screen. Now, each and every tile is having a drill down capability where you can see the information at a detail level. Let's say, for example, you can see the information based by sentiment. You can see it by sentiment by channel. And then if you would like to see, let's say, sentiment by gender, you can do that by a small click. And most importantly, it's not just one single visualization that's been available. You can change the visualization if you would like to see it in a different way. The colors are configurable and the information is self-explanatory. On the right hand side, you can see the live tweets that are coming through where, as I said, you can effectively track the issues from here. You can see real people tweets, what exactly they are trying to communicate and see how the sentiment is getting derived. And to give you another flavor of drill down, you can see it based on different time slices. You can see by year, month, week, day, depending upon you have a specific product launch or campaign strategy. And then you can change the visualizations as well. You can change it, or you can see the information based out of different channels, like how it is doing well in Facebook, Google Plus, Twitter, or YouTube, and by gender as well. So each one has got its own way of drill down, and then you can see the information at the convenience of yours. Now you can also try to see what are the key terms that people are discussing about, like the positive words as well as the negative words. The positive words are originating from what gender base, whether it's female, male, or unknown, or it is originating from what social media platforms. And the same goes for the negative words. So this is a very good insights where you can able to pick up the key words or the key terms that they are discussing about your product or a brand. So this is another set of an insight which will give you a good amount of information. And if not for influencers and what's there for social media. So you can see who are the key influencers who drive all these. The key reason to have this sort of insight is you can know whether the influencer really an influencer or it's a kind of an hate campaign that is being targeted against you by your competition. You can understand the pattern, you can understand the origin of those sentiments that is getting generated, or it is just coming out of nowhere. It helps you to see the genuinity of those sentiments, to see what are the actual tweets. You can see what are the positive tweets, what are the negative tweets, what are the strong negative tweets, as well as the weak negative tweets. All these information can very well be viewed, and you can see these tweets based on different slices of information, like whether it's coming from a which gender base or again the same set of social media platforms. So this is a very good insight which you would be able to generate out of it. And next thing is you can see how it is getting trended in Google. So this is like directly connected to the Google Trends. You can see that configure the terms, how it is working in how the trends are, where the trends are getting originated, and then what are the keywords that are being searched, the topics that are searched, all those time slices that are being available as part of Google Trends, you can see it here. So this is what we are talking about. All the information that are scattered across multiple places, we try to bring it holistically in a single place. So this is about the overall thing, what we have with that. And this information, as we said, it is works like a Netflix where you can configure things by yourself. Like when you click that, you can type the term what you would like to configure. Let's say George Floyd's the key thing that was running, and it is directly connected to Google. You will get the search preferences. You can align the channels in which you want to run the search, the languages, and once you click create, you can see a task is getting created and then the job starts running in the background. And by the time we speak, the sentiments will be start flowing in. And all the cosmetics are completely configurable. You can configure the colors or how it would like to be seen based on the language profile settings. It's end to end completely configurable, so you get full access to that. You can configure whatever terms you want, you can configure whatever hashtags you want, whatever groups you want, and this is completely in control of the users. So this is about the social media radar, and as we said, it's the one place where you can see or track the entire sentiments of your product brand in a single place. Now I will hand it over to my colleague Anish, where he will take you to another interesting use case on text analytics, because we focus this one specifically on B2C. But if you are not a B2C customer and you have still have a lot of text information that is causing problems to you, we have a nice use case how we can leverage NLP for that. Anish, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Satyan. Thank you for detailing down the technological details of social media radar. Along with whatever you said, I would like to add a couple of points. So, see, one of the applications of social media radar where we have seen with a few of our large customers where we deploy the same. One of them is the spectacle manufacturer in United Kingdom, which has more than 50% share of the market. So when we were doing a proof of value for them for social media radar, that we could identify that they don't have products or they don't manufacture products or spectacles for extra size people, right? This is all about finding a specific targeted customer or a business space for you to increase your productivity. That's one of the business application that we did from a customer acquisition perspective. The second one was, as Satyan explained, for the largest windows and doors manufacturer in the world, headquartered in US. We found that during the analysis that there is a specific section, right, in the windows and doors manufacturing or the products that the competition is doing really bad, and they don't. I mean, our customer doesn't have too many brands on that particular area, where they insided or where they highlighted this information to the management, and they started having investments and manufacturing products in that area, and they are one of the leading provider in that section also. So this is the real-time impact of social media radar, or understanding the voice of your customers, your competition's voice, and how do you do your own marketing based on specific target customers. Okay. So having said that, let me go to the next use case. As I said, this is for a sales promotion recommendation engine, and this has been implemented for the third largest FMCG manufacturer, right, in the world, or FMCG company in the world, headquartered in United Kingdom, right? We all know who it is. So see, any FMCG company, any big FMCG giants in the world, they will be doing a specific set of sales promotion on a monthly basis, right? And we all know that AC Nielsen as a company provides some marketing information of what is sold or what is being consumed in the market on a monthly basis. And any FMCG company that which is coming around this particular information, right? They normally compare their sales promotion informations or the sales promotion data that they create against the market information from AC Nielsen. So in that process, that our customer identified that there are a lot of manual work which has been gone inside, to cross-reference multiple times, multiple spreadsheets, which is coming from AC Nielsen, where the data uh, cleanliness is on a different grade, and for the internal sales promotion data is in a different shape. And it requires a human brain to actually compare these two spreadsheets, and you have to go line by line to understand what has been written over here or what is been written on the other side, because no proper stringent rules will work over here. For example, let me take a product, Dow, right, or Lakme, right? The Lakme will be mentioned as Lakme in the sales promotion, where it is mentioned as LK or LKE or LKM sometimes in the AC Nielsen information. So it is really hard to have a business rule or a technological rule or a SQL logic being set over there to compare these particular things. So they were manually cross-referencing multiple sheets and searching for all misspellings, abbreviations, search for other languages because it comes in multiple languages, and branding localization, filter the best matches for the actual products required, manually extract the relevant data, which was wasting a lot of hours. There was a big team sitting and doing on a monthly basis, specifically simply extracting the information to do the job of mapping AC Nielsen marketing information to the sales promotion master. So what we did was JKT Smart Analytics came up with a AI-based solution, AI, NLP, and LU-based solution to automate the overall process, right? Which includes two specific artificial neural networks, state-of-art language model, as well as abbreviation model, as based on the business challenge, right? To compare between the AC Nielsen and the internal FMCG sales promotion data, and automated the overall matching exercise with more than 95% accuracy, right? Where the manual process was wasting a lot of hours and it was giving them only 60% accuracy, where the AI or the cognitive analytics solution has increased the accuracy up to 95% and reduced the total cost of ownership by 70%, right? So there were clear business benefit, which have been observed, that a lot of time and money been saved by automating the routine process, increasing the accuracy and the productivity and the operational efficiency because of identifying what kind of sales promotion strategy should I implement on what part of the geography based on my competition's performance on that particular geography, right? It helped them to make faster business decisions based on the output coming out of this particular cognitive solution, rather than waiting for a long time out of the manual intervention. And it normally avoids the common human error mistakes and provide smart systems that are set up properly and providing high accuracy based on facts, right? And this eventually resulted in high cost savings by optimizing by their own workforce as well as the business time to market, and increasing the value by identifying and maximizing their sales opportunities. So this was overall, we packaged it using RPA, robotic process automation, where we go to AC Nielsen, get the data, go to the sales community, get the data, compare them, give the data back to their presentation layer to actually help them to make a decision. So this is a very high level idea about sales promotion recommendation engine that we have built for the third largest FMCG manufacturer in the world. And so in a nutshell, that what we really wanted to demonstrate was digitization is considered, as I said, the next step, big change that will have a bigger impact on businesses, even the internet. But using cognitive analytics, right, to mine business benefit out of the digitization is no longer a nice to have, right? There is also no way back based on our deep experience in analytics as a space. Businesses need to invest on these cognitive technologies or cognitive analytics, I must say now, because the pace will accelerate going forward. And if a company is not really moving in that direction, then that company should be the one going to get disrupted, right? We should not forget the fact that a bookstore company like Amazon is a major competitor to Microsoft and Oracle now, and making old veteran companies like IBM and HP far behind, right? Because their adoption rate to digital transformation, and where do they stand? So no matter what future direction the businesses will take, one thing is for sure, right? Cognitive analytics or cognitive technologies adoption will accelerate and will re-accelerate with every new improvement in digital transformation. So same as those companies who failed to adopt the internet 20 years or 25 years before, and those that will underestimate, cognitive analytics or AI, for example, AI revolution, right? As of now, could be disrupted beyond repair, right? And time is now, and let's say that cognitive technologies to mine business value out of digital transformation is no longer a choice. So to win this digital journey, so we should act now as an IT practitioner or somebody who help businesses from an IT perspective, or be left behind wondering what happened to our organization. Digital transformation at the same time, the whole process requires a different mindset and increased flexibility. So this is what we do in JK Smart Analytics. We demonstrate or we empower our customers to create maximum business value out of the digital business empowerment by leveraging the digitization to increase their top line revenue, by enhancing the customer experience, optimizing their bottom line cost by increasing their operational efficiency, reducing everybody's cost, and enhancing the safety factor in line with the GDPR or the safety guidelines of the global authorities or the geographic countries, and reinventing the business process in line with the changing world. So this is in short from whatever we wanted to convey in this particular session. And our next sequel, right, the next episode of this series, we will demonstrate few business solutions with customer success stories as we did today on how businesses can increase their productivity using proven data strategy and analytics blueprint as we specify, by leveraging the digital data upsurge and explicitly limited to the business use cases tied only to video or image data points or analytics involving the AI ML algorithms on a big data lake platform. So thank you so much. That's it from our side, and we are open for questions now. Okay, so we have a question from Alex. Says that what is the technical prerequisite for SMR usage? So as Satyan said, this is a SaaS-based platform hosted on cloud in Australia. Then you just need to have a device with internet connectivity and a browser to it. I mean, you just need to have that user ID, log on to that particular link, and use that particular solution. And you can configure your own hashtags based on your marketing strategies, and you can start using it. Okay. Okay, so John is asking, what are the different phases of AI analytics business use case implementation? Okay, this is a very interesting question, John. So see, as I said that, digital transformation or value creation out of digital transformation requires a different mindset and flexibility. You cannot be like a ERP implementation of all days that you can go ahead with a big bang approach. No. So JKT, what we recommend to our customers is start off with a proof of value, which is limited to 20 to 30% of the overall scope to check the technological feasibility of your business thought process. Then once it is ready, then we increase the scope points and the technology depth of that, and coming up with a mini viable platform. So POV to a mini viable platform, then we go to a pilot ready, pilot production ready landscape, and go live GOI. So this is a step by step, as we showed you on the floor. It's an agile based, affordable, less investments, less results, and it's a agile based approach that we do. Hope I answered your question. Okay, so we have a question from Aaron saying that, is the Google Plus data coming from an archive as the network has expired overnight? Yes, absolutely. So we had an opportunity, or we had a business challenge with our customer, the current customer that we are seeing, and he wanted to actually pull in some information related to a particular brand that they acquired and which wasn't functional for last 2 to 3 years, and we wanted to see that what was their customer base and how they were doing. So that's the reason that we wanted to enable the Google Plus archive API. Aaron. Okay, any more questions? Okay, so we have a question, similar question from Andrew and Abhishek, saying, so what are the different technical aspects of advanced text analytics, or is this only sentiment analytics can be done using AI-based text analytics? Okay. So if you actually, from a technological perspective, that if you want to really look at advanced text analytics, that I would like to highly classify them into, let's say, that extraction, or let's say sentiment analysis or summarization. Extraction, which is like, if you want an application to read a newspaper and give the information only what is relevant to you, right? So avoid, if it was for me that they would go to the economic, sports, and the political affairs section, bring in the information what is only what am I interested in, okay, regardless of what is there, or summarization. Now, the second section, third section could be the abstraction. Is that it is as good as giving you a 500-page book and asking you to read that 500-page book and come up with a 5-page synopsis in your own words, right? Which is a state-of-art text analytics, which is happening now. And there are other methods too. From a technology perspective, text similarities, query compression, sentence simplifications, or language services. I hope you all are aware of the release of GPT-3 by OpenAI, which is one of the biggest product as of now in the general artificial intelligence, which is taking up its own speed. So mostly all these concepts are been highly governed using NLP, NLG, or NLU section of artificial intelligence. Right? Any other questions? So if we don't have any other questions, I think we are overrunning by a minute. I think we can wind it off. Thank you so much, everybody, for your attention and taking time to listen to what we are demonstrating here. And you need any other information, please feel free to connect to marketing@jktech.com. And we are more than happy to explain in detail about what we are, how we are helping our customers to building the enterprise of tomorrow. Thank you everyone.